It's swirling. Mm.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the BYOB Morning Show. You hear us say it often. We're back again, and we're what? Live and in living color. And we're not talking the show living color. We're talking about we are here breathing, thankful for the day, thankful that we can be here with you all this morning. This morning, we have a special treat for you. I am going to introduce you to a dynamic woman who has walked through the fire and who's going to help you to walk through the fire to face your fears. We have none other than our sister, Verlyn Mavi Smith Randolph. Welcome to the BYOB Morning Show, Miss Verlyn, because you're in a different capacity this morning. And you see scrolling across the screen, what is your courage color? Now, I'm going to let Verlyn tell you all about what this courage color means and what's happening this morning.
Good morning. Thank you, Rosie. Good morning, my beautiful co-host. I thank you for sharing this moment with me and, of course, our illustrious coach, Danielle Winningham. No disrespect, I did mention the Dr. Reverend Danielle Winningham. But I'm excited to be here this morning so much that I'm almost speechless.
Oh, wow.
But today, I'd like to share with you all my new project. It's called What's Your Courage Color? The courage color was birthed again out of retaliation against my fears. And what that has done for me was to free me. And sometimes life will put us in situations where we feel like we're stuck. We don't have a way out. Nobody understands, nobody cares, nobody loves me. It's a dark, scary, cold, and lonely place to be. That place called fear. Fear will press you down, make you sick, give you disease, depressed, anxiety. Just fear. It's just a bully. And it arises at any time, any place. It has no cut cards. It's there. I think I'll show up right when she's about to do something and distract her. I think I'll show up right when she thinks she has it all together. I'm going to show her. I'm going to show up. This is fear talking now. I'm going to show up and I'm going to just get in there and make her feel like she's worthless. She has no value. That's what fear does. And it comes in various colors, as I refer to it. And each one of them is painful. But you can push through. This week, each color has a rose attached to it. And by the end of this broadcast, I hope you will be able to determine what your particular fear is. And then by the time we sign off, you'll have a full bouquet of beautiful roses. I'll start off with the color pink. Pink is push past perfection. The pink rose. Pushing past perfection. Now you may think that's not a fear. It is a fear because you're afraid of if it's not just perfect. If it's not perfect, it won't work. If it's not perfect, it can't happen. If it isn't perfect, then I failed. It won't let you think that if it's not perfect, oh, well, at least I tried. No, 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 that's not fair. Fear gonna hit you, boom, right head on and tell you, girl, you messed that thing up. You messed it up. Whether you tried it or not, you messed it up. If I don't dot the I and cross the T, they won't accept me. My shoes and my dress, my shoes and my purse match perfectly. Or they'll look at me sideways. I can't go and my hair's not done. I can't go and park my 1978 car here. Then they'll know all about me. So I have to park a block away and walk. Or I have to rent a car because I have to have that image. I have to look perfect. I have to be perfect. No, that's fear. That's fear. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to act perfect. There's no perfect situation. And people say there's no room for failure. Well, you're not perfect. You're not perfect. And if you continue to try to perfect everything, it was a lesson that I learned myself on yesterday. Because I am a person who likes that I dotted and that T crossed. And if the I isn't dotted and the T isn't crossed, a lot of times I will scrap it and start over. And then when I scrap it and I start over, I'm going to sit there and think, and then I'm going to ponder, and then that's going to bring us to the next rose. The next rose is purple, procrastination. So already it had to be perfect. It had to be perfect. But when the I wasn't dotted and the T wasn't crossed and it just wasn't rounded out, just like I thought it should be in my mind, I threw it away and I started over. Now I'm sitting in purple. Got my purple rose now. I started off with pink because I had to be perfect. Now I have purple because I'm procrastinating because it didn't work the first time. Now I'm going to sit here and just go over it and rewrite it and think about it and recreate the whole thing all over again. I'm going to sit there and I wonder if it's right now. I wonder if I try now, will it work? But maybe not because it didn't work the first time. So I'll just wait. And I'll put it off. And I waited and I put it off and I'll get to it tomorrow. Tomorrow comes. I'll do it on the weekend. I'm off. I have more time. So procrastination has set in. And it's hurtful because now I've lost a lot of time. I could have applied for the job or whatever it was I wanted. But it had to be perfect. And it wasn't. I scrapped it, went to purple. Now I'm sitting on it because I'm redoing it. So now I have two roses. I have pink and I have purple. So now it's the perfection. It's the procrastination. Now we have indigo. Indigo is using intellect over indecision. Because I was perfect. It just had to be right. It had to be right. But it wasn't. Because I overthought it. And now my purple rose, the procrastination, I'm sitting on it, putting it off till tomorrow, maybe later. Intellect over indecision. So now I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about it. Because I can't decide whether or not I'm able to push past the perfection, climb out of procrastination and take a chance on me and move forward. So indigo is going to help me rethink this thing. Because it's possible. Because I can do it. Because if I don't use my intellect, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? I'm not thinking clearly. I can't make my decisions. I don't know what to do. Intellect. Using what we have, thinking for ourselves, taking a chance on us. Because, see, we can figure this thing out, but we have to be rational. We have to not try to make it perfect at first, but get through it. Because trying to make it perfect can hurt you. It can cause ill feelings. You get all emotional to the point where you can't think. You can't think clearly. I used to say a good cry. Who wants to cry all the time? A good cry would help me figure this thing out. And you just may find yourself crying all day and all night, never being able to figure anything out. The pain is still there. The procrastination is still there. Nothing's perfect. But you're crying. You're crying. We have to deal with these things because they will consume us. They will take us over. They will take us over. And if we're no good to ourselves, we can't be any good to anyone else. We can't do it. You can't function. You can't work. You can't sleep. You can't take care of the family. You can't handle business. It can become a whole little wet mess because I'm crying. I can't think. The only thing we know to do is cry. Eat or cry because the emotions set in. You're going to eat or cry. And then you won't be able to figure anything out. So our bouquet is growing. We have pink, perfection, purple, the power over procrastination, indigo, using intellect over indecision, and now we're on green. Get over what other people think. That's a big one there. Getting over what other people think. Now, I believe we all deal with this particular fear at some time or another. We all do. And before I go into green and cover the other three, I would like to invite you to go to bit.ly, Color Courage 2021, and register for our Wednesday webinar as we continue to find your courage colors. I'm going to walk right through it with you. bit.ly, Courage Color 2021. And since we're halfway through, ladies, how do you feel about this? Do you see yourself in pink or purple or indigo? Procrastination, power of perfection, and intellect over indecision.
Well, I'd like to speak on that, Verlin, because I could feel a little bit of everything you talked about in those first few roses. And, I think the majority of people suffer from a little bit of all of them in all areas. And it doesn't matter how strong you seem, there's still some areas that you need to work on as far as procrastination, perfectionist. And I think women got it really bad. So I like this subject because fear can really stop you from moving to the next level, from living your life to the fullest. And even though people think they got it all, there's still some things that you need to work on that you may not realize that you have. It's in those two realms of what you've been talking about. So I really like this subject. I really like this subject.
Thank you. And we don't really recognize it or view it as being fear.
Mm-hmm.
That's the hard part about it. By the time you realize something is wrong, man, it's set in. It's there.
I think that's 100% the case is that I like how you just completely went and broke down, each one of them, because probably if a person is, they probably will admit, well, I'm a bit of a procrastinator. but they probably would not have the understanding that underneath that procrastination there is a level of fear, somewhere in there, or each of the things that you broke down. I think that sometimes that element of understanding is missing, that says that, hey, this is fear based, even the indecision is fear based, because there's usually some other kind of circumstances on the outside, but that getting that understanding, is absolutely important. So I'm with Chiquita. I absolutely love this, the subject.
Thank you so much. And sometimes, we hear that thing, you have to learn the hard way. We don't all the time have to learn everything the hard way, because help is available. We don't all the time seek help. We know, okay, this is it, the wall is white. But all the time we just keep passing past that white wall before we decide to go to the big store and get a can of paint and paint the wall. That's how we do fear. Fear is there. We know it's there. Okay, but I'm going to keep on pushing. I'm not going to address it. I can't make my mind up. That's okay. One day I'm going to be able to make my mind up. Yeah, I'm a perfectionist. So what? And people really think that's an excellent quality. But in a lot of cases, most cases, it isn't. It's a cover up for something else that's going on. Trying to be perfect. It's not. Miss Rosie, how do you feel about it? Do you see yourself in any of these colors?
I see myself in all of these colors in different ways. And I think for us women, because we try to be everything to everyone, and I think we do that because that's a part of fear too. And I think so, and I think we do that because we don't want to admit that we do have these imperfection in these roses, in these colors, because it is fear. Procrastination, shoot, that's a big one of mine, and perfection. Procrastination and perfection go hand in hand, but it's a false identity that I've allowed society to put on me. Nothing is perfect. And what may be perfect to you, the other person may not see it like that anyway.
Right.
So why even worry about that? They're not you. They're not walking in your shoes. So they're not going to view it the same way that you do. So put it out there. I had someone tell me one time, you procrastinate because you don't believe in what you're doing. You don't believe in you.
Wow.
And I was like, wow, that really hit deep.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think what you were sharing this morning is very powerful. And yes, it's stepping on my toes some too this morning. And you haven't even gotten to all the flowers yet. By the time you get to the rest of the flowers, y'all might see me turn my camera off.
Well, that would be the first step in recognizing that, or realizing that there's a problem.
Right.
A potential problem. And then once you're aware of it, let's act on it. Let's try to get some help, because help is available. And your first thought isn't help. It might be, what's wrong with me? That's another first step. What's wrong with me? Why am I feeling like this? And then seek help. But in most cases, we just kind of sulk in it and just, well, it is what it is. It's because this happened, or they said this or that. And no, if you continue on that path, it'll continue to manifest.
Yeah.
And he didn't give us the spirit of fear.
Right. I want to invite everyone to go out there and get their free assessment on where you're at with your courage colors. Go to bit.ly, courage color 2021, and download your free assessment.
Thank you, Mr. Keita. I'm excited. So now we're going to go, like I said, that green. Get over what other people think. Ladies, I know you had to experience this. This is a big one. What will she think if I stand up for myself? I can't tell him that I don't like this, because if it does, what is he gonna say? What is he gonna think of me? They'll think I'm weak.
Mm.
No. We must get over what other people think. That's just their opinion. That's just their opinion. What matters is, how do you feel about you? Let's start there. That's the target. How do you feel about you? Because if we become consumed with trying to please people all the time, it will consume you. You'll become worried about, well, I can't do this. What will they think if I go out there in red shoes? I love red shoes. But what are they going to think about me? What are they going to think if I live in that neighborhood? Because I can't afford to live in their neighborhood. What are they going to think if I decide to? I remember this coming. I never had an SUV. And you remember the SUVs came out, everybody and their uncle had an SUV. Well, what are they going to think? She bougie, right? Who does she think she is? I am who I am. And that's the attitude we have to. I am who I am, and I may not be for everybody, but you are who you are. And we can always improve on who we are. I don't care who we are. We can always improve on who we are. So don't be consumed or just overthinking about what other people think of you. You be your best self. You be your best self. And don't worry about that. Because if people don't love you or like you for you, that's not your problem. That's not your problem. You have to love you before you can love somebody else. You have to. And don't be overly consumed with what other people think. You can offer a conversation if you're that concerned about it. Why do you feel this way about X, Y, and Z? Why? No. You be the best you can be. And don't be overly concerned about what other people think. As long as you're doing your best and you love you and you loving others and you're doing the best that you possibly can, push on. Your bouquet is growing. One of my favorites, red. Retaliation against fear. Retaliation against fear. And that's what I would like to see us all do. Just fight back. Push through the perfection. Push through the procrastination. Push through the intellect over decision. Get over what other people think. Because we fighting this fear with this red rose. And that red rose represents love. I got to love me through all of this. All of it. Push through. Fight your fear. Because if you don't, the detriment could be just devastating. You could lose everything. Even you. If you don't fight against your fear. Even you. So what is the cost that you're willing to pay to fight your fears? You don't want to lose you. You don't want to lose your family. You don't want to lose your job. Relationships because of fear. So we have to fight back. We have to fight back. And the best thing about it, you can do it. You can do it, and help is available. You go to bit.ly/CourageColor2021 and register for the webinar, the weekly webinars that'll be going on for at least another 4 to 6 weeks, and learn. Learn, find yourself. Find yourself. Determine which color best represents your fear. Because we all have them. But we can fight this thing. So we're fighting against perfection, procrastination, intellect over indecision, what other people think. And we're fighting our fears. Our next rose is orange. Self-doubt. Overcoming self-doubt. See how they all playing together?
Mm-hmm.
Self-doubt. You can do this. Now, in a lot of cases, we think we can't do it. Oh, I'm not good enough. It won't work. You can. What makes you any different than the next? What makes you any different than Miss Alicia? What makes me any different than Rosie? What makes me any different than Miss Chiquita? We're all women. We all women. But this one common thing we do have is fear. We're different in our walk, yes. But we all share some level of fear. We all do. Overcoming self-doubt is a big one. You just have to believe you can do this thing. And then sometimes you do need someone else believing in you. And that's okay. That's okay. Like the sisterhood that we have here. I can pick up the phone. Or they will call me in a minute. Look, I hadn't seen you. Something's in your voice. I got a feeling. Am I right, ladies?
Right.
We pick up on it. We pick up on it. And you need that encouragement. You need that support. And it's there. It's there. But don't overdoubt. Don't self-doubt is a big one. But you can overcome it. It's doable. And there's someone that can help you. I can help you with that. See all these roses? I've been through it. And this color system belongs to me. I've been through it. And you hear a lot of people talk, but have they walked the walk? Have they? Have they vowed to help other women to come through their self-doubt, their perfection, their procrastination, their indecision, overcoming what other people think, and to fight the fears? I'm here to help you with that. You go to bit.ly/CourageColor2021 and join us on Wednesdays for our Wednesday webinar, which is tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, now we have one more rose, and that's violet. And violet is become victorious over fear of failure and success. Yes, fear of success. That's such a thing. If that was me. I was like, what if I make it? Then what I'm going to do? How do I maintain that? But we know how to handle the fear over failure because some of us think it's not going to work anyway. So you've already failed. If you feel like in your mind and in your spirit that you've already lost, guess what? You've lost. You've lost. But become victorious over fear of failure and success. It's all possible. You can do it. Because I will be victorious over all of these areas. Will fear pop its little ugly head up every now and then? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sure it will. Because we're human. But we have to know how to fight fear. We have to have strategies and techniques to be able to recognize it when it rises up and what to do. And not just try to press it down and cry it away. There's tools you can use. Recognize that thing, handle it, speak to it, and keep moving. It's all possible. So now you have a full bouquet. You have a full bouquet. You have pink, you have purple, indigo, green, red, orange, and violet. I have something special happening on next month, and you will have your sweet bouquet. You will have your sweet bouquet. You will be healed. If we can have anything we want. We can. Anything we want. And if we want healing over fear, deliverance over fear, we can have that. We can have it. Alicia, tell them that we can have it.
On mute. We can absolutely have it. And I can say that with Maybe can even raise the volume of our voice and saying we can absolutely have it. Sometimes you just need to believe things your own self, and if you don't, you just keep saying it until you do.
Right, just like we believe the fear, we believe the procrastination, we believe the perfection, and all the other roses. We have to believe that we can have it, that we can be healed, that we can push through this thing. It takes the same level of belief, okay? Because if you believe in the fear is here and it's holding you bound, it's going to stay right there. But if you believe that you can be set free from fear, you will be set free from fear.
Right.
It's all possible.
Right.
It's all possible. So that now that you have your roses and you can find yourself in, if not one, maybe even 7, it's okay. Because now you know it's not just you, something wrong with you. You know what it is. It's fear. It's fear. And help is available. Again, I like to invite you to my Wednesday webinars at bit.ly/CourageColor2021. Or you can go to my new website at www.yourcouragecolor and fill out your fear assessment there and look over the site. And if you would like to schedule a call, just push the button there and schedule a call with me. I'll be more than happy to speak with you. Ladies, I am so excited that you have sat on the panel with me this morning to share in your courage colors. I am so excited. People say you don't sound excited because I'm not jumping off the roof, but I'm excited. When you have that inner joy and you can love on people and give it back, that's how I'm feeling. Because I believe I'm going to be able to help some ladies, and then they will turn around and go help other women. And then they'll turn around and help other women. Because that's what it's about. You don't have to suffer in silence. Help is available. I present these roses to you on this morning. And I like to say thank you, thank you, thank you for your love and support. And bloom, baby, bloom.
All right, Verlyn. Thank you. It was an honor to sit here with you this morning and to be able to witness you presenting your project, your fear mastering project with this bouquet of roses to the world. As she said, her webinar is tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can register and go over and register, because I know for me, I can pick a petal from each one of those roses to represent where I've been at some point in my life and where I am now. And I think a lot of us women can do that. And I think this opens up the door for them to be able to be transparent, to be vulnerable, because they know that they're in a safe space where they can share that. I think with us women, and I'm just going to say I ain't going to put it on everybody else. I'm just going to say me. It's hard opening up and letting your fears show because society makes you think that that's weak. And really, it's not. And to know that you have a safe space to be able to rebloom. For some, it will be blooming for the first time because you can be open and transparent. And as they say, let your hair down. Y'all don't want me to sing a song about it. I promise I would. And let your hair down. And to be in a safe space to do that. And to create this safe space, go over to bit.ly/couragecolor 2021. I get emotional because I'm seeing you walk through and have walked through. And it's a continuous journey, ladies. It's a when you've completely walked through that thing, you'll be going on to glory. So it's a continuous journey. It's a forever changing blueprint. And we can't be afraid. We have to fight the fear on facing that. What do y'all think?
You know, I agree with you, Rosie. It is a safe space, and most women don't want to talk about it, their fears, or I can overcome it, but you really need help. You can't do it on your own. You may think you've accomplished that, but it keeps coming back and coming back. So, you know, I invite every woman to get in this free webinar tonight, and you're in a safe space. That's what I liked about Verlin's classes and boot camp. You're in a safe space. And so go to that link, get your free assessment, come to a webinar that's free tonight to get you started on your new journey of procrastination, everything that's going on in your life that's preventing you from moving to the next level. Because you can have whatever you want, all that you want in your life, if you can conquer that fear and procrastination.
I think I really and truly just, really and truly, I like the roses so much. So then it's almost like if you could picture, the rose when it's still closed versus when it's in full blossom. And it's like that fear is all really and truly just like, a rose that hasn't fully been opened up. But when you come to that place and you're able to, do things such as pushing past your perfection and, having power over the procrastination, then you find yourself just absolutely blossoming, as a woman, as a business owner, as a mother, just in all of your roles, because these things just don't affect one thing. It tends to dominate all areas of your life. So the fact of having a safe space, to me, that is probably, one of the most desirable, because a lot of times, because sometimes we know we gotta, we know if it's a thing, but we may not be so willing to, to want to talk about it, pick up the phone and say, girl, guess what I'm struggling with, So I think it's absolutely amazing, that, God has even put this in Miss Verlin's spirit to say, I got daughters out here who are not fully living up to their potential, who yet need to blossom, and the world needs to see their beauty, because what is as beautiful as a rose? And so I'm going to put this vision inside of her so that she can lead and set the captives free. So, find yourself to this safe place, so that can get to exploring and digging deep in there and take that assessment. So I'm absolutely excited about it.
Thank you, Miss
Absolutely. Verlin, congratulations!
I'm excited. Thank you.
Y'all register to the webinar tonight, bit.ly/couragecolor 2021. And it, ladies, it is a safe space. There's nothing to hide. There's nothing to feel that you have to protect. There is a safe space for you. And this is the beginning of you getting into that safe space so that you can open up and bloom.
Thank you, ladies, so much for joining me this morning. Thank you to my audience who has listened and just supporting me. I really, really appreciate it, and I don't take it lightly. I really don't. And I'm looking at thinking about the Total Woman Summit that's coming up. This is a part of being a total successful woman, right?
Absolutely.
Conquering those fears, whether it's in business or not. Conquering those fears. The Total Successful Woman Summit is coming up April 15th through the 19th, and we're also excited about that. And I'm happy to just be a part, to just be a part. And the thought of making a difference, having a positive effect on someone else's life, that's my everyday prayer. And I'm grateful. So this too can tie into that woman, being that total successful woman, fighting your fears. You may have the job, the beautiful home, the car, the business, everything. But if you bound by fear, if you're bound by fear, I thank you again. I won't get into that, for showing up for me, supporting me, and for loving me, because I most certainly do love you. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Hold on to your beautiful, sweet bouquet. Let's fight together. And remember to bloom, baby, bloom. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
All right.